Triple H doesn't see color. The Rock awkwardly returns, and Kevin Owens turns heel off camera. This is Wrestling with the Homies, and Bad Blood might be the most polarizing PLE of 2024. Now, y'all know he's still same OG. It's your boy Qwan, and if you don't say the Don,
you ain't saying it right.
Yee! I got my Scottie Pippen on today, brother. That's Scotty.
Long nose, Scottie Pippen.
All the Scottie Pippen nose punchlines, man. I hate it. All the snub nose longer than Scottie Pippen. Like, shut up, bro. No, it's not.
I don't know, man. He do got a long nose.
He did. Triple H. And of course, I got my mans with me. My BFF, the coolest man in the world, Jay Cooley. Cooler than the fan.
The coolest.
The coolest.
Cooler than an annihilator. Cooler than
I knew you was gonna say it. I knew you was gonna say it.
You feel me? What's good, man?
Cooley, it was an eventful weekend for us, brother.
It was. The first.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
It was somebody's birthday this weekend, man.
It was my birthday. It was my birthday. I am officially an old, washed man. You did. I didn't do a whole lot, though. Like, I stayed inside, had some wine. I watched some football. I watched Bronny and LeBron take the court together.
Oh,
that was
so
crazy.
Nuts.
Insane.
That is crazy. I don't know if people even understand what's going on here, man.
I don't think they do, bro. A father and a son as the backcourt to an NBA team. That's crazy.
That's wild. Doc Rivers could never. Sheesh.
Well, I mean, Doc Rivers was like 70 years older than his son, so I hope not.
First off, LeBron's like the funniest guy in the planet because he was clip farming. This man ran next to Bronny on purpose and just stood right by him. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Right. You know what they was doing. They needed the cameras to flash. They needed that clip to go viral. Hey, LeBron is really a business. He's like the first basketball player we've seen that is like really a business entity outside of basketball. Now, you can say that Jordan was, but like Jordan was the thing. LeBron is a whole different level of that. Like everything he does on the court is like planned. When he broke the record, they stopped the game to like, remember that? They was playing the game. The Lakers was losing. Bro. They stopped the whole game so they can just take pictures. And I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it.
He the GOAT, man.
I
don't know who can top that. I'm sorry, Jordan, but it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. Not to be a Jordan LeBron podcast because I know they really hate that. That's all ESPN do, bro.
Yeah, all the time.
The world could be ending and it would be on ESPN. Like, if LeBron James was an astronaut, do you think he could stop the meteor? Like, bro, what are we doing? Stop.
Sheesh, man. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
But yeah, it was my birthday. I had a good time, and it was also an eventful weekend for us as a podcast because our gay Kane. You remember that? It went crazy. I think we're at like 100K on TikTok, bro.
Hey, shout out to the jobber, man, doing this thing with
Gain. That's so hilarious. So the comments on this video are so hilarious. Most of the comments are terrible, by the way. Most of the comments are just people trying to come up with alternative names for wrestlers. But one of the funniest ones that I saw was JBL GBT, and I thought that was hilarious. And someone said Gaines' manager would be Paul's bearer instead of Paul Bearer. So that was hilarious.
Bro, the internet is a funny place, man. It's like we all get together as a collective and just start roasting. Like, I love it, man.
I'm about to start going on TikTok and stealing jokes and just, bringing them to the pod. But shout out to y'all for helping that clip do what it do, man. Look, I always say it every podcast, man. We read comments over here. We respond to comments. We read them on the podcast. So if you want to be a part of that, go ahead and start leaving comments. Get your comment read on Wrestling with the Homies. We do this daily. This is daily wrestling talk. Like them, and subscribe here, please. But Cooley, we got a lot to get into because Bad Blood lived up to the name. It was a lot of blood, and it was bad.
Yeah, man, pretty much. A lot of blood. We here. We are here.
So where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? Do you want to talk some Raw and get the fun out of the way before we tackle this Triple H situation, or do you want to start with Triple H?
Surprise me, man.
Surprise you?
Me, man. Yeah.
Let's hashtag talk some Raw with WWE Bad Blood. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre opened the show, and clearly they took that personal. Punk and Drew had possibly the best Hell in a Cell match we've seen in a decade, and they didn't need heroin needles and a staple gun to do it. Don't get mad at me, I'm only speaking the truth. Nia made light work of Bayley in a match that nobody will remember because we're still high on Punk and Drew. Them old geezers went crazy. Finn and Priest was up next, and did anyone forget that Finn was a tag team champion? Finn and JD might be the worst duo since Ray Shrimmer. Sway Lee had all the talent. Priest picked up a W, and hopefully we can all move on. Triple H had an announcement. He announced some big-ass Saudi Arabian title that nobody asked for. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan wrestled while Dom was locked in the cage, and I'm convinced Vince Russo is back in the writer's room because what in the WCW 2000 was this? Putting a nice little Mexican boy in a cage? Triple H has never beaten those allegations. And in our main event, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre didn't wrestle, which is a crime against humanity. Solo and Jacob did, though. They took on Cody, who had some terrible high school band butcher his entrance theme, and Roman Reigns. The match was aight. We got Jimmy Uso in the hoodie, and the right tag team won. Oh, and did I forget The Rock showed up? He awkwardly looked at the ring and walked away and started running his mouth on Instagram. Who do he think he is? Me? 3 packs for Triple H. Outside of the classic opener, this was the closest we felt to a Vince McMahon produced show, and that's not a good thing. At all. Now, Cooley, I got to start here. Kevin Owens turned heel off camera. Like completely off camera. WWE has not even mentioned the fact that this happened. Kevin Owens just beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes backstage. Cameras caught it. People's iPhones caught it, and it went viral. But that's it. What is this new direction that we're going in, bro? Are we really doing storylines outside of the show? Is that the new move?
So first of all, I want to say that's probably one of the best things that happened that night. Second off, I feel like it's really a great thing to do because WWE left it up to the fans to decide what was going to go viral, what's not going to go viral, and that went viral. So it was up to us. We did our job. So that was dope. And we're going to see tonight
how they address it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
so
man.
My question is, was it all fans that it went because of the reason that it went viral, or was it like WWE planted these videos online and then it kind of made it do what it do?
They for sure had. Okay, first of all, you know how whoever was recording The Rock when he went live, I'm sure they had employees that was planted in the crowd and was recording stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because like it was just too perfect. It was too perfect.
Right. But it was kind of dope though, just because it brings the reality side of wrestling out. Because it's like, yo, not only are things happening on the show, but things might happen outside of the show. So once the show is over, I got to go to Twitter and TikTok and make sure that I'm tapped in because I might miss something that is relevant and important to the show that wasn't on the show. Yeah. So it's a smart way to keep fans engaged. So I did dig that. Punk and Drew McIntyre was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. I didn't think Punk still had it in him. So I owe CM Punk all the apologies in the world. All the apologies in the world. We can make fun of his missing side tooth. We can call him old and gray, but you cannot call that man washed because he beat them allegations.
Yeah, man.
That's over with.
Cage match got them, I think, a little over a 9 out of 10 for that match, man. They were crazy. And Drew took a real shot to the head with the toolbox, man.
Oh, my God.
17 stitches. What?
So I don't know how I felt about that because I'm all for protecting the talent. I don't like the unprotected chair shots. I don't like unprotected shots to the head with anything just because we know about CTE these days. We know Aaron Hernandez. I've been watching that series recently and how everything played out with him. We've all seen the Chris Benoit documentaries and how CTE played a part in his demise. I don't know if it's too smart to be hitting people in the head with toolboxes and making them get 16 stitches. Like, come on, man. We got to do away with that. But outside of that, the match was great.
No, we don't. Wrestling is here. Wrestling is back. We let us see it, man. Stop acting like you didn't enjoy ECW. Let's go. We here. It's
not about me enjoying it because I enjoy a lot of things. I enjoy seeing a car crash. That don't mean that the result of the car crash is always good. Like,
okay, now you're sick.
It's like somebody might lose. If I'm riding down the street and I see a car accident on the side of me, I'm gonna slow down and try to peep it. That's just who we are as humans. But that doesn't mean I want to see something bad or something go wrong with it. So like the chair shots to the head, they used to be entertaining. They can still be entertaining, but I'm thinking about life after that chair shot. Like, how
I'm
is
thinking
this
about
person?
the storyline. I'm sorry. I'm a sicko.
Cooley is sick,
Hey,
bro.
I'm
You don't
thinking
care
about
about
the
these people's
storyline.
health. You don't care about these
do.
people's health.
I do. But they signed up for this. They know what's going on. They said they want to do that, so let them do it. They're grown. They grown.
Oh,
hey, at the end of the day, they grown, man. I'm sorry.
That is an insane take, dog. You realize
Hey,
that?
man. They grown. And I think CM Punk kind of passed out towards the end.
So I don't know if that was real. That might have been him selling. He had the mask on, the oxygen mask. I'm like, all right, dog, we know it. Come on, take that shit off,
bro. That should have been the main event. I love The Rock. I love Roman. You know what I'm saying? I love these guys, but I don't know, man. That was a beautiful Hell in a Cell, but I get why it wasn't main event because
I do too.
The final boss is here. Jimmy popped up. So I get it,
dog,
but
I'm sorry. If you're gonna have a return like The Rock, then it has to be in the main event.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know the match wise, the quality of the match, Punk and Drew should have been the main event for sure, because that was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Like I said, but if The Rock is returning in that main event, then that match got to go on last. Just because we're not gonna open the show with The Rock. Like, come on now.
I mean,
it's The Rock, dog. Like, come on.
It's Cody Rhodes is champion and he opening shows. So it's like The Rock ain't champion. He a fake Muhammad Ali champion right now.
Okay, what's up with that title, dog? What is this Muhammad Ali championship? Because he be carrying it around with confidence like it's real. And it's like, bro, that ain't even a real champion. It ain't even recognized in the title book as a championship. But he holding it like he the man.
It's the people, bro. It's for the people. It don't have to be recognized.
He the people's champion.
It's the people. That's for us.
Nah, the people's champion is Paul Wall. That's the people's champion. The Rock ain't no damn people.
Shout out to
Bro,
Paul Wall.
Hey, shout out
what
to
it do? You know what I'm
What it do? It's Paul Wall. I'm the
shout
people's champ.
Let me get my Houston lingo coming back out.
Right. What it do? But it really is hilarious seeing The Rock carry that title like it's a real title. Like, is he gonna defend it? That's what I want to know. Is The Rock going to defend that championship?
He might, man. He really came out and didn't even say nothing. He said.
So what was that about? What do you think the outcome of that is? Like, what was that?
I really think he's probably like, yo, Roman, you a sellout. You really sold out to the enemy, and it's a wrap for you. And, you know, he going to try to get rid of Roman, and then he going to have his eyes on Cody for WrestleMania. And we're going to be here. We're going to be live.
So does this mean that The Rock is behind this new bloodline with Solo and Tamatanga and Tangaloa?
Ooh, maybe,
I don't know.
But maybe he's just by himself. Who knows?
The Rock is by himself. We got family versus family, and The Rock is on the island by himself. Oh no, he might have an allegiance with somebody, and it's not Roman, because he looked at Roman and said, "Nah, I'm good."
Rock hilarious, dog. What straight to live right after? Like what?
Straight to Instagram live to cut one of the most hilarious promos. He's walking past all the trucks and he sees Dusty Rhodes on the side of the truck, and he goes, "I love you. You're one of the heroes of The Rock. I hate your son though." And he turns around and there's a picture of John Cena, and he goes, "Go eat some Fruity Pebbles."
Like what?
Huh?
The
Rock is an idiot. The Rock is an idiot. What did you think of that main event though? The match itself. I thought it was alright.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It was cool, but it wasn't needed. I just felt like, what are we doing? But I really enjoyed the Jimmy return. I feel like he had the loudest pop of the night. I was like, we here. Bro was lit too.
I was more excited to see Jimmy than I was The Rock, to be honest. When he came out he had the bandana on, the hoodie on. I'm like, yes, finally.
Finally, Jimmy is back, man. And I saw Jay posted on his story with the eyes. I was like,
we back.
Coming. But I will say, I'm done with this Rhea and Liv stuff.
Oh my God, get it out of here.
You know, I'm done. That should have been a Raw match, bro. Like, to keep it a bean, that could have been a Raw match. And the Priest and Finn could have been a Raw match because nothing really, turned my head.
This could have it could have ended at Bash, to be honest. Like, we could have just left that there because this is what the women's division is doing now. Like, a couple years ago, we had like women's wrestling main event in WrestleMania, and now the main women's storyline in WWE is two women fighting over a Latino boy with a mustache and a mullet. hanging in a shark cage. At one point, he was hanging upside down, and they started hitting him like a pinata. I'm just like, okay, this is very Vince Russo-ish right now. What are we doing? It should have been right up. Yo, Allie, you love Vince Russo. Apparently, you should have loved this. Man. I'm surprised you.
I don't know that man as a person, but I do like a lot of his stuff. You know, he the one who for this attitude era.
Yikes! Y'all hear him? Y'all hear it? Cooley,
not as a person.
Cooley is a Vince Russo fan. He likes Vince Russo's booking.
Listen.
Yes.
When a Woman's Fed Up is one of my favorite songs, but I don't like R. Kelly as a person. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
I like Vince Russo as a person more than I like his booking. And I don't even like him as a person, but his booking is that bad.
Hey, man, that was kind of crazy. But you can tell that the referee botched. He botched, man. He was supposed to get hit and fall down to the ground and didn't see Raquel coming, but he messed up. It was a disaster. He
disqualified, for the people who didn't see it, he disqualified Liv Morgan because Raquel Rodriguez interfered, but he wasn't supposed to see that, so he wasn't supposed to disqualify her. I don't think Raquel really understood that Liv was disqualified, because after she put Rhea Ripley down, she dragged Liv Morgan on top of Rhea Ripley for the ref to count 3, and the ref is just like,
it was so awkward.
You're disqualified already.
It
came
so
out
awkward.
Very weird, very, very, very weird. But it was what it was. Last thing I wanted to touch on before we get a little serious and try to tackle this Triple H conversation in a very responsible way. Gunther versus Goldberg, is this happening? Because we got a big ass clash at the Castle title now, a crown jewel title.
Oh,
what is that? Like what?
What? That is the most disgusting title I've ever seen in my life. It's disgusting, bro.
Like, what is that?
It reminds me of, not to, bash on AEW, but I never liked their belts anyway. It just reminds me of AEW belts. They're so
tall. Whoa, the AEW World Title 5. That might be the best looking title in wrestling.
Maybe it's just the shape for me. It just feel like it covers the whole torso. Like, god dang, bro, let it breathe.
You want to see the abs or what?
All right, bro.
What did that Kane video do to you?
What is it, the abs?
What is it, the abs? No, but that is a big ass title, bro. That title is giant. And we know why this title exists, bro. Them Saudi Arabians broke that bread. They said, hey, we need a championship that's our own. Triple H said, okay, much obliged.
They moving like that Turkish dude in boxing, bro.
Yeah. Hey, they got all the money, so it's like, hey,
if Turkey something.
I know exactly what you're talking about, because I think they was trying to buy like inside the NBA or something. They were trying to get like Charles Barkley to go over there. You remember that? Like, it was,
bro. He's moving wild. Like he's
owning. He got the money.
Yeah.
If I had that type of money, ain't no telling what I would do, bro. I would probably try to purchase the NFL. Like, why not? I got the money. Shit.
Yeah.
But Gunther versus Goldberg, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I would like to see it.
Why not, man? To see it. I feel like Goldberg still got it in him.
He don't.
I think he do, man. He like he said, he a one trick pony. He gonna just spear. Like, you can't go wrong with a spear.
Right. But so if Gunther does wrestle Goldberg, I would like to see Gunther destroy Goldberg in a squash. Only because it would build Gunther up more for when he eventually loses to Braun Breaker, because that's really who I want to see beat Gunther at this point. Why not?
But I don't know if you can squash a champion though.
What you mean? I've seen it happen. Kofi Kingston.
What you mean? Oh, well,
Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I want to see ding, 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 spear. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Braun Breaker.
But Goldberg is actually, he's not in the company. Brock is in the company, a legend. So it's kind of different.
And if Goldberg does do anything, it's probably going to be at Crown Jewel, because them Saudis are paying that money. They're going to pay Gunther. Or they're going to pay. Oh, I just figured it out. Bro, I know exactly what's going to happen. Uh-oh. I know exactly what's going to happen, because apparently that big-ass Crown Jewel title is champion versus champion, right? So it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. Obviously, Goldberg is going to interfere. He's going to spear Gunther. And then Cody Rhodes is probably going to hit him with a crossroads, and that's how he's going to win. And that's all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be. Goldberg is probably getting paid $10 million just for an appearance at Crown Jewel, and then they'll move on.
Golly.
No match. Trash. Triple H.
We see you.
Trash. We see you. Trash.
Dang, man. It is what it is. Hey,
It is what it is.
I saw DDP sitting a little close to Goldberg.
Yeah, what's good with that? What's up with that? Apparently, DDP just signed a new Legends contract too. So who knows what that means? Maybe we'll get Diamond Dallas Page back on TV throwing up the diamond sign. Rockefeller, know what I'm saying? You know they sued Rockefeller before.
Who?
DDP. DDP sued Jay-Z once.
I think I read that before in the article. Yeah, and I think he won actually.
He won. He said Rockefeller stole the diamond from the. He won.
That's crazy. So he the royal Illuminati. Got it. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild.
Relax. My man sued Hova. How you gonna sue Hov over the? Isn't that like a some type of fraternity sign?
Delta.
The Delta. Yeah. Like, how you gonna sue Hov over the Deltas? Like, come on, man. What we doing, DDP?
He been throwing that dynasty sign.
Hey, my boy, yay. But let me know how y'all felt about. I'm about to say Crown Jewel. Yikes. Let me know how y'all felt about Bad Blood. Are we even doing a Crown Jewel show when that show comes up? I feel like we all hate that show. We just treat it like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, man.
We might not even talk about that one.
Yeah, we might just talk about.
But let us know how y'all felt about Bad Blood in the comments. Was it as bad as I'm saying it is? Did you actually like Bad Blood? Did that one match, the opener, carry the entire show? I don't know. Y'all tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Don't you worry.
What you mean?
And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed. Please, 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 please. Now, Cooley, we got to do something responsible. We got to tackle Triple H and his terrible comments. Triple H. Why, bro? Why? So for the people who are not in tune with what's going on, WWE had been under fire for the last, 2 weeks? People were complaining about the lack of color at this Bad Blood PLE. People were saying there weren't enough black people on this card. There was none, by the way. There was zero. Triple H was asked about this at the media presser, and his response was, I don't see color. Now, that is a very problematic response. I'm sorry, but it is. And I'm one of the people that don't believe that WWE has a diversity problem. I think the black boys and girls are shining right now in WWE the same way the Latin folks are, the same way the Asians are. Everybody. This is the most diverse roster I've seen in a very long time. Now, is there black wrestlers that I want more for, like Montez Ford or Omos? Absolutely. But there's also a guy like Dragon Lee who I want more for, and he's Hispanic. There's also a guy like Austin Theory I want more for, and he's white. With a talented roster this big, there's always going to be talent that goes underutilized. That's just the name of the game. So I don't even think WWE specifically has a diversity problem. But if it's a real concern for a lot of people and you're asked about it, as the person who is head of creative, it's your responsibility to address that in a real way. Don't say you don't see color, because that's dismissive. We see color. Same way we see everything. It's impossible to not see. You telling me the Street Profits are only the Street Profits, are not that's a very culturally inclined gimmick. Then they wouldn't be the Street Profits if they were Asian. They wouldn't be the Street Profits if they were white. They're the Street Profits because they're a duo of black guys. Like, we see color. So stop that. Triple H, you got to do better than that, bro. I'm sorry. Cooley, how did you feel about these comments?
I didn't care.
You didn't care?
No, I'm just kidding. I did care. It was crazy. First of all, I'm looking at the post conference. I'm like, Triple H, please answer this right, because as you all know, we've seen the viral clip of Cody talking about this from 2019 in AEW when he say we should see color. So, it just completely, throws out what Triple H said. It completely denies that unconscious bias can exist in all aspects of our world. So, at the end of the day, when we hear the word diversity, we instantly think of black. Yeah. But it's much more than that. Like you said, Qwan, it's the Hispanics, it's all these other people as well. And Triple H is just bad at answering these questions, man. And now he's getting roasted online, and it's going to be a thing now. And we're bringing up his blackface memes. We bringing up the time he was being, a little racist towards Booker T on that one promo that went on for like a whole minute. And it's just
I hate that. I hate that, by the way. I hate that because that was like, we can't if we're gonna hold Triple H to the fire, let's do it in a real way, but let's not use what was done in kayfabe as reasons for it. Like we can't say, oh, in this promo he said this about Booker T. Like that's kayfabe. That's a part of the show, bro. He was a character when he did that. Like let's not do that. Like I'm not gonna get mad at what's my man's name? Heisenberg, who plays Heisenberg. What's my actor? I don't know why I'm blanking on the actor's name. Walter White, the actor. My man's from Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle. I forgot his real name. Brian
Cranston. Brian Cranston.
I'm
I'm not gonna try to throw Brian Cranston in jail because he was selling drugs. It was a TV show that he was selling drugs on. He was a character on the show, so I'm not gonna hold Triple H to the fire for saying something about Booker T that was a little racy while he was in character on the show. That he was probably wrote to say that. Like, come on now. But you can't be saying I don't see color when you're asked about a question like. And I understand why he did it because we gotta look at things from Triple H's perspective. I'm sure Triple H feels like he's doing a good job of this, right? Like he feels like he's doing a good job of showcasing all the talent that's on hand. This is the most talented WWE roster that they've probably ever had. So it's a hard job to do. So when he's asked a question like that, I can see why he probably got annoyed and just threw out whatever the first answer was that came to his head. But you got to have some type of media training, though, Triple H. Like you can't just get annoyed when you're asked these hard questions. I know he wants the people to ask him about like the gate size and how large was the gate tonight? What record did y'all break tonight? Care. It's not going to always be that. Sometimes you're going to get asked the tough question, and you got to know how to answer that respectfully, but in a real way. You can't just get upset and annoyed and start saying, I'm just trying to dismiss whatever they're saying. Because no, you got to know you was going to be under fire for that. And now I got to sit back and watch this company get tore down right now. It's not fun for me. It's not, because I love WWE. Yeah. I love AEW. I love wrestling as a whole. So it's not fun for me when WWE is getting dragged through the mud for something that they probably could have avoided had a guy like Triple H just answered the question a little better.
You just got to stay prepared, man, for times like this. And it's like, first of all, we're in Atlanta. That's the Mecca, bro. We're in Atlanta. Right. We have 3 beautiful black ladies hosting. We who's the theme song of it? Was it Metro
Boomin' and Future?
I don't see.
What are we talking about? Right. And bro, Quavo was there. They had him all on camera. Lil Yachty was there. They had him all on camera.
Lil
Baby was there. They had him all on the camera. Michael Cole was going crazy like he was a fan. I know damn well Michael Cole ain't never heard a Lil Baby song in his life, but he was glazing. He was prepared for sure. But you don't see color. Like word. Like, okay.
Come on, Hunter.
Okay. We had a black marching band. So for me personally, if I was Triple H, I would have said, "Hey, look, we're doing our best. We got a very talented roster. I'm doing my best to showcase the guys that deserve it. There are a lot of black wrestlers on this roster that are talented and deserve it too. So stay tuned, and we'll see what's coming in the pipeline. I'll try to do better because I hear the concerns out there, and I want to please everybody. So something, because we would have accepted that." Had he said, yo, we're trying our best. We're not always going to get it right, but we got a very talented roster. We're going to do our best to showcase who we got. I would have respected that.
Could he even pointed to NXT, man? Like, that whole company is ran by, like, bro, not watching? So it's like he could have.
And that's the thing. And in these stats that people keep posting saying that, oh, there hasn't been like a black singles match on pay-per-view since 2023, like they're cherry picking the stats because it's like, bro, they're dismissing all tag team matches. If you were a part of a tag team match or anything, they're dismissing that. If it was like a multi-man match, they're dismissing that. If it was women, they're dismissing that. They're saying there hasn't been a singles match between 2 black people. It's like, all right, now we just cherry picking stats to paint a narrative.
Who's actually saying these things?
We know who's saying it, bro. It's not people that look like you and me. It's. Let's just be honest, bro. The people who are like echoing these sentiments, they are fans of the other side. They're AEW fans. And I get why they're doing it. Because it's like, when you're an AEW fan, dunking on WWE is fun. When you're a WWE fan, dunking on AEW is fun. I just don't like that we're getting caught in the crossfire. Because they're using us and our people to fuel their stand war. And I don't like that. That's not cool. Like, don't use us as props in y'all little war, man. Come on, man. What we doing? What are we doing? But
obviously WWE
Triple H
is
made
doing
it
great.
easier for him. Triple H made it easier for him with that answer.
He really did. So how can he bounce back from this? Like, you think he can come out and I don't know.
Oh, the next show better be black as hell, Triple H. No, I'm just playing.
Because what's next? Well, Survivor Series.
So
Not counting Crown Jewel.
Oh, Crown
Jewel.
Yeah,
Not
Crown
like
Jewel.
that, like,
Crown Jewel is next, unfortunately. But outside of that,
like,
I think it is Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. So he got to, put Bianca back on or something.
Make a conscious effort to rectify your wrongs, Triple H. That's really all you can do, because there are matches between black wrestlers that could have been on that show, like the Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Although they've wrestled 70 times already, we don't get tired of seeing it. So seeing it on a PLE, cool. I'm down. It probably would have been the second best match of the night, to be honest, because that show was not that great. So we
that's what I wanted to bring up. What does it matter if you have black people on a sucky show? Like, who does that help? Right? Like, if the show in total isn't that good, but you're mad that they didn't have. Okay, so you just wanted to see bad matches with other race people. Like, what are we doing here?
It's really, and that's the thing. It's really just a talking point, because people are looking for anything. So Triple H, people have it out for Triple H. I will admit that. People have had it out for Triple H for a long time, because when he took over the WWE company, the company started thriving. And a lot of people, they don't like WWE. So they don't like that WWE is thriving. So when Vince McMahon was taken down with the whole Janelle Grant case and all that, it was a lot of people trying to tie Triple H into that. They were saying, oh, he's his son-in-law, so he must have known something. He was hiding it. Oh, look, the unnamed name in the court document, that's probably him. And then it turns out that the unnamed name was not him at all. It was not Triple H. There was nothing tying it to him. So it was like, okay, back to the drawing board. How do we get him now? And he slipped up. This was the thing. And now that it's a thing, they on him. They on his ass.
Yeah, man, it's nasty. I don't even want to go on Twitter right now, man. Oh my God, Lee, it's all over my timeline. Like, oh, brother. Yeah, this next PLE better be Dr. Umar Johnson on it or something. Like, we gotta have Umar hosting.
But the thing is, if they do that, then now it's like, okay, now we're only just putting black people on the card because we got low-key canceled the last time. Now we didn't, so we're just trying to rectify that. It doesn't seem sincere.
You know what I would do if I was Triple H?
Stop listening, hopefully.
That too. I wouldn't even put black people on Crown Jewel or Survivor Series.
Excuse me?
I wouldn't put black people on
Purposely?
Crown Jewel or Survivor purposely. I would wait till we move to Netflix and put black people on that whole Raw show and on Royal Rumble. So yeah, y'all gonna wait. Y'all gonna wait till we
Triple H, definitely don't do that. Do not listen to Cooley, because Cooley is out of his mind.
Y'all gonna wait till we move to Netflix, man.
But no, honestly, what Triple H really needs to do, like, all jokes aside, he really just needs to keep doing what he's doing. Write the best show possible, and hopefully the people like it. If they don't, then you move on to the next one. But once you start going out of your way to, like, try to please certain segments of fans, then nobody's happy. Because it's like once you start catering to the black audience, then the Hispanics might be like, all right, what about us? And then once you start doing that, then this group of people might be like, what about it? Just try your best to give an even amount of pie to everybody. And if you can't, you can't. But it's only a 2-hour show, man. What can we do?
I like how the only races y'all know are black and Hispanic. Like, y'all start giving examples, then you say Hispanic, and then y'all say everybody else.
We from LA. That's what we full of, baby.
The Pacific Islanders and stuff.
But and that's the thing. The Pacific Islanders are doing their thing. Like Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, they're all doing their thing. And then The Rock is a half black man. I know we all forget that. The Rock closed the show. He was the final face that we saw on that show. That is a black man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I know y'all.
Years.
He is a black male. The Rock is a black male, and he closed that show. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, man. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't with the IWC and Triple H. He got to take his lashings, I guess. But he made it a lot easier for them by answering that question that way. Because you don't ever say, I don't see color. That's just like, that's a no-no. Everybody knows that. Don't say that ever.
I don't see color.
For my Caucasian friends out there, never ever in life say you don't see color. Just don't. Just don't. That's an easy way to get yourself under some fire.
Facts.
But shout out to Triple H, man. He's doing the best he can, man. I still love Triple H. I just hope next time he's a little bit better prepared to answer that question, because yikes.
Yikes! I'd have been like, scram.
He gets annoyed. My boy Triple H gets annoyed. That's the thing. You can see it on his face. Like, he'll be cooking. He'll be up there talking about how Bad Blood was the highest grossing audience in WWE arena history. He's naming off all the stats, and his face is glowing. And then he gets asked one question he don't like, and his whole demeanor changes. You start seeing the wrinkles on his forehead.
Yeah, man.
He goes from being Paul Levesque to Triple H again. Like, it's like, all right,
Man,
what's
he's
he about to
emotional,
do?
man. What's his birthday? He's emotional.
I don't know.
He
Is
was
he a
born in
Cancer?
July. He was born in July.
Oh,
Don't ask
now
me
it
how
all
I
makes
know
sense.
that.
sense. It
That
all
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
That makes sense.
Do not ask me how I know that.
Cooley, why do you know Triple H is a Cancer? That's
I
weird.
don't know, bro. I just know he was born in July, man.
Man, Triple H, this is what you do, bro. This is what you do. Triple H, if you want to get from underneath the fire, you want people to be back on your side again, go hire Gain. And if you haven't seen that video yet, go check our TikTok, man. 100K.
Hilarious.
We had 100K.
Man.
Funny video. Very funny. Very funny. But I want to hear y'all comments below, man. What did y'all think of Triple H's unfortunate answer to that question? He doesn't see color. Are you buying it? Is Triple H justified in answering that? Nah, not really. But before we get out of here, I do want to say we are kind of taking that comment out of context because I do think he was speaking on not seeing color while he's writing the show. Like, maybe he was speaking from that perspective of, yo, when I'm writing storylines for the show, I'm not thinking in terms of like black and white. I'm just thinking in terms of what's the best story I can tell tonight. I think that's what he meant, but that's probably what he should have said. That's all I'm saying.
That too.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway, we got any games? Pick us back up.
Yes, we do. Well, the game doesn't necessarily pick us up, but I do have one.
Yikes.
So in lieu of Triple H not seeing color, we are going to discuss all the times wrestling definitely saw color.
Oh.
All right. So this game is called Gimmick Gone Wrong. Number 1, Saba Simba, a tribal warrior gimmick forced on Tony Atlas in the 1980s, reducing his African heritage to an offensive stereotype. Did they see color that day or not? What you got? Y'all remember that?
I do remember that. I've actually heard Tony Atlas speak on doing this gimmick, and he was down. Mm-hmm. Like he was with it, but I don't know why. They definitely saw color. That was crazy. That was insane, actually.
It's very insane. Just for it to be in that time, like in the 80s, bro. Like, come on, what are we doing? Who's writing this? That was wild times, man. Tony Atlas.
Didn't he have he had stuff in his nose, man.
Bruh.
I still can't
old school
that.
Kamala style, bro.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe they did that. That was nuts. That was
what a time, bro.
And Tony Atlas laughs about it like it's funny.
Right, all perspective, man. Number 2, Kerwin White, Chavo Guerrero, a proud Mexican American, was given Kerwin White persona, a gimmick that played a stereotypical white culture man.
I mean, technically, there's somebody that's in LWO that's kind of that's not Latino, so it's kind of like this. So it's like they're still doing that.
Yo, yeah, man.
But I will say,
Joaquin Wilde is not Latino. So crazy. That's so crazy. I still can't believe he's part of LWO, but hey, it is what it is.
But Chavo being a strictly white guy was not in my cards. It was not on my bingo card that Thursday night. That's kind of wild.
And who was his lackey? I think Dolph Ziggler was his lackey. Kerwin, right. You know what? I think that gimmick could work in 2024. I'm not going to lie.
Look, he done skipped to the bonus question. It was which ones could work. All right, well, let's add that. Could it work? Could it work?
I think it could work now just because it would get so much heat. But they was definitely seeing color because why would you turn Chavo Guerrero into a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white male? That made no sense.
Dressed like Carlton Banks.
Right. And it was so sudden. It was like he was Chavo Guerrero one week, and then the next week he showed up like, I'm Kerwin White now. Huh?
Yeah, that was wild.
That was nuts.
Number 3, our favorite, the Mexicools, a group of Mexican wrestlers who rode lawnmowers to the ring. Did you see color that day?
They absolutely saw color, bro.
They seen every single color in the crayon palette, bro. Like, what?
Right. But the Mexicools was kind of hot. I'm not going to lie. I did like the Mexicools. It's just crazy that they took 3 of the greatest luchadors of all time and turned them into that. Very stereotypical. And they were wearing like I think they used to call it the Juan Deere instead of John Deere. They were calling it the Juan Deere.
Juan Deere.
It's like, bro,
that's wild.
That's but they don't see color. But they don't see color. Y'all hear that? Yeah, they don't see color. But they had the Mexicools riding out on lawnmowers called Juan Deere. All right.
Juan Deere. Hey, man.
He can't believe it. He like,
every time y'all say it, it makes me just think of a sketch or something. Like you're doing a
Chappelle show.
Yeah, Chappelle show sketch.
Sound like some Chappelle show shit. Like, come
bro,
on, man. What?
WWE been seeing color since the 40s, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
Number 4, Crime Time. A tag team was portrayed as 2 streetwise African Americans who engaged in stereotypical criminal behavior. The idea that criminal behavior is stereotypical is wild. Often reinforced negative racial stereotypes.
Yep.
Didn't see color that day.
They saw it. They definitely saw it.
These men were backstage rolling dice. Like, what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? They were dressed like San Andreas characters rolling dice backstage.
Didn't they gamble away their Royal Rumble entrance numbers or something like that? They were
No, that didn't happen.
I swear it happened,
bro. It happened, bro.
I swear it happened, bro. They were like,
they
were scalping tickets outside of the show, like scalp.
Bro, Crime Time was an insane time. It was like, this is really happening, but it was fire though.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Crime Time was very entertaining though. I liked them. I like Crime Time. And rest in peace to Shad. You know what? Shad was actually our homie Alex. That was one of his mans. They lived in the same building. So when Shad passed away, I think he saved his child, like from drowning or something. Yeah, Venice Beach, crazy. So rest in peace, Shad of Crime Time. But yeah, that was a wild time, bro.
And I don't know how they never was tag team champs. That's a ball dropped.
Ball dropped for
ball
sure.
Dropped.
For sure. These are the wrestling Timberlands. Do you know how hard it is to walk in Timberlands, let alone wrestle in some goddamn Timberlands?
Yeah, bro. I walk like the Toy Story penguin in Tim's, bro. Them things is hard to walk in, bro.
Oh shit, the Penguin was last night. I didn't even see episode 3 yet.
No, I haven't watched it either.
I ain't seen episode 1.
You wild.
Yeah,
Number
you're insane.
5. I like this one actually because this was so ridiculous. Akeem, the African Dream.
Oh
the one-man gang was repackaged as Akeem, a white man with an exaggerated African dance and persona, making a mockery of African culture. Obviously, they just needed an African guy, and he's like, we don't see color, so they let one-man gang do it.
Right.
Bro, WrestleMania 6.
What happened at WrestleMania 6?
What are we talking about?
That's when this happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And apparently, this whole Hakeem the African Dream thing was a shot towards Dusty Rhodes, right? That's what I've heard over the years. I've heard that they were trying to make fun of Dusty Rhodes because Dusty Rhodes had he would dance around, he would kind of shuck and jive a little bit, and it was a little out there. And this was one man gang making fun of it, like, hey, we got our own version of that over here too, but no, that was bad. They definitely saw color.
Dusty Rhodes seemed authentic. If he was lying, that's fair, but he seemed like that's where he really came from.
Right.
So he got a pass.
Right.
Yeah,
I
but
love that.
This Akeem thing was insane, bro. Color for sure. Like, what are we talking?
It looks like there's a trend in this game, bro. I see the trend.
All right, last one. Muhammad Hassan, a post 9/11 Arab American character that played into the dangerous and negative Middle Eastern stereotypes.
Yeah.
His controversial storyline led to his character being written off the show in just a few months.
I don't even know if they was looking at color. They was just looking at mental illness because, like, bro,
Like
What?
Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. And Muhammad Hassan was over. He was like the biggest heel in the company for all the wrong reasons. Because I was a child when this was taking place, and I used to be a Muhammad Hassan fan just for the simple fact that he was such an evil heel. But it took for me becoming an adult to realize just how problematic that was. Because we were playing on every stereotype.
Yeah.
Every stereotype. In the time frame that it took place in, like right after 9/11, that's crazy. Crazy.
Super wild, man.
They definitely saw color that day.
Yeah, especially since old boy is Italian.
Yep. The only one that was
Mark
actually
Capone.
yeah, Daivari was the only one that was authentic, and I think Daivari is still in WWE to this day.
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a backstage agent.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of agents, shout out to Abyss. Abyss produced that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre match. I just had to put that out there.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, shout out to Abyss, man.
Abyss be doing his thing, man.
And lastly, old Tatanka. Y'all remember Tatanka?
I sure do. The Indian guy, right? He was
While
like Native
Tatanka
American.
himself was Native American, his character played into overly stereotypical Native American warrior tropes that many feel were a caricature.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy times. I actually liked Tatanka when he came
too.
out, but you start to think about that, like white wrestlers don't have to be white. They just get to be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Then everybody else has to play into their racial culture because that's the only way that we'll like it, right? Like I guess if a black guy isn't doing black things, then I won't like him, right? Like,
that's crazy.
Understand.
So you got to do the opposite. I mean, John Cena was a black guy.
And it worked, and that's 100%.
It worked
fair.
too.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's actually something that I like about wrestling today. And shout out to Tatanka for that wild character. They actually brought him back in like the mid 2000s randomly. I'm like, why is Tatanka out here
He
wrestling
did pop
again?
up.
Like,
I remember that.
Yeah,
He
I'm like,
did
what the
pop up.
hell? But no, that's what I like about wrestling of today. Because you see a guy like Javon Evans or like Wes Lee, and their character has nothing to do with them being black. Their character is just, I'm a wrestler. I happen to be a black person, but I'm a wrestler. And I like that. I like that because for so long in wrestling, the characters were so stereotypical. It was like if you were a black guy, you had to be doing certain black mannerisms and nuances. If you were Latino, you had to be doing certain mannerisms and nuances. It's not like that anymore. I feel like we've done away with that, which is kind of hats off to WWE in a sense, which makes the comments by Triple H even worse. Because it's like, yo, you didn't even acknowledge all the good things you are doing. You just, come on, man. I don't see color.
Yeah.
But yes, they saw color with Tatanka, to wrap it back up.
That is all I have.
I noticed the trend in that game. I noticed the trend. It seemed like they saw color in every single one of those crazy storylines and characters. So I never want to hear no I don't see color bullshit from Triple H again.
They definitely see color, baby.
Ever. And I still love you, Triple H. I still love everything you're doing. Still gonna watch WWE. Still gonna watch I'm still gonna love wrestling, but you got to answer questions better than that, especially when it comes to something as serious as fans accusing you of being prejudiced. You got to answer it better than that, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, man.
The game. He was playing the game that day. Anyway, let me get into some fan chatter. I got some comments. So this week, I actually posed a question. We're going to start doing this a lot. We're going to start posing a lot of questions on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram to get y'all to, y'all feedback so we can read it on this podcast. This week, I posed a question on Twitter. And that question was, if AEW and WWE could swap talent for talent, what's a trade that benefits everyone? Cooley, would you like to know some of the people that they said?
Yeah, shoot.
Don DeMarco. I know we ain't got the sound
Don
effect today, but
DeMarco.
we gonna add it on the back end. So our boy, the Bald Bro, and shout out to the Bald Bro. He be going up on TikTok. He has a nice little following over there. I want to get him on this podcast. We'll see. What we can do. He says, I would trade Ilya Dragunov for Ricky Starks. Cooley, does that trade benefit both parties?
Yes, indeed, because Dragunov can work in both companies, being his character and his in-ring ability, and Ricky Starks too. But Ricky has more of a character vibe than Dragunov to me, and I feel like Ricky would fit very perfectly in WWE.
That might be the most perfect trade I've seen. Like,
that's
because it makes sense for both guys. Because Ilya Dragunov he's an in-ring guy who, character-wise, like he got a thing, but it's not like over the top or cartoonish or anything. It's just he's a Russian guy who fights good. And then Ricky Starks is a character of characters. That man was born to be in WWE. So that would be an even trade. Let's get it.
Yeah, him versus LA Knight would be The Rock versus The Rock. They both got the same.
You say Ricky Starks versus LA Knight would be The Rock versus The Rock?
They both took from The Rock, man.
Who's a better version of The Rock, Ricky or LA Knight?
I'll say Ricky, for sure.
Why? Because he light skinned?
He just got the swag, the glasses and stuff.
He
so,
do. And Ricky Starks is the best dressed wrestler in the world, by the way. When it comes to like style wise, there is no wrestler dressing better than Ricky Starks. And I don't know if that's saying a lot because most of these wrestlers cannot dress at all. They be out here dressed like your uncle that just got out of prison. But no, Ricky Stark got the swag. He be out here wearing Rick Owens and shit. Shout out to Ricky Starks, man. I can't wait to see you in NXT because I know it's coming. I know. It's coming. This next comment was from King Aries. He is also someone who comments on quite a bit of our videos. So shout out to King Aries. He says, I would trade AJ Styles for Hangman Page. Yeah. Who would win that trade? AJ Styles for Hangman. Who wins that? I don't know. That's tough.
Like that.
I don't like it either.
I don't like Adam in WWE.
I don't
see who he would go against.
Why? What do you mean? He's CM Punk, but not from Chicago. Like that would be amazing. That makes.
Nah.
What are you talking about?
No, so I'm on Cooley's side, but not for the reasons you think. Hangman Page would kill it in WWE. I'm sure of it. But I don't like the idea of getting Hangman Page for old ass AJ Styles. That's not an even trade to me.
Oh, okay.
He said old ass.
Well, that's fair. Like that's fair. I'm just talking about the switching of it.
Because AJ could work in AEW. Like we know, AJ Styles is one of the best wrestlers of all time. He can work in AEW. And Hangman Page is like that to me. We saw this man put Swerve's house on fire. Like at that point, he is a character. He belongs in WWE. But Hangman got a nice long career ahead of him. AJ Styles got 2 years left. He's younger than AJ. I know that.
AJ might be done now.
Yeah,
right.
Man, another injury. He like Tua at this point. What's his name from the Dolphins, the quarterback?
Yeah, Tua.
He like
concussions.
That, man. Yeah, like bro.
That's tough. Yeah, apparently AJ his leg is done. At first they were saying it was a work, but now it's like
FIFO said it was a work, but Dave said it's legit. So
it's legit. That's tough. That's tough. And then this comment is from Divas IWGP. And he says, I would trade Pete Dunne for Miro. That works. It works. Yeah, like Butch for Rusev. Why not? Rusev ain't doing shit in AEW right now. We ain't seen him on TV in 2 years.
Only thing good about that trade is Rusev get to actually see his wife.
Are they together still? Hey, this ain't a rumor pod. This ain't a rumor pod, but word on the streets is CJ, which is Lana. She might be with Damian Priest. That's the word.
Oh no, never mind then. Double trade. No, I was kidding.
I don't know if I can go back to the company that, like, bro, think about it. Let's say you worked in WWE, right? And then you go over to AEW or wherever. Your wife leaves you, and now she's dating a wrestler that's on the WWE roster. You really trying to go back over there? Now you got to see her all the time and see him all the time. I couldn't do it. I got too much pride.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle with Karen and Jeff Jarrett. Yo,
yeah, Kurt had to deal with it, man.
That's nasty.
That was sick.
Nasty.
That was
Bro,
sick time.
imagine the tension backstage.
Yeah.
I gotta come to work every day and see my ex-wife who divorced me with Jeff Jarrett. Nah, we not. Nah, I'm
Brock
sorry.
And Stacey.
Nah, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just petty and maybe I'm just immature, but I couldn't do it. But I would have to fight Jeff Jarrett every show.
Yeah, man.
Like there's no way. We throwing hands every single show.
Hey,
That
man,
was
you,
sick.
Hell no.
hey, man, you can't fight over a girl that's not your girl.
Your ex-wife though, that's different. It's your
She don't want to be
ex-wife.
there. She don't want to be there. Like what
She
you
don't wanna
want?
be
Like
there.
what she don't want to be there. And
That's
and then
tough.
she chose to. Cause see, this is how I look at stuff like that. I'm very self-reflective. So if my girl leaves me and then dates somebody that she knows I know and that she knows I'm gonna have to interact with, well, I was making bad choices from the beginning. So that's fair. You know what I mean? And I'm just that means I'm gonna just have to. I need to reevaluate what I'm doing.
Chargers
That's true.
game.
Now we can
That's
get into now how Jeff Jarrett handles that. Now we can discuss that, right? Like, hey, we can handle this like business people, right? We work here, but you say something now that's something else, right? Because that has nothing to do with her. You're talking to me about me and you, and if you want to do that, well, then it can get crazy. But
Right.
as long as we keep it cool, hey, it's cool. I made some bad decisions earlier. I respect that.
Y'all better than me. Y'all some mature people, man. Because it would just hurt my soul. Like, damn, this is the mother of my children, and she backstage with JEFF, JARRETT.
That's why it's important. You got to make good decisions out here. It can get wild on you fast.
That's true.
Don't date within the company, man.
Exactly. You can always just avoid it and not date people you work with. How about that?
Man.
Anyway, I appreciate y'all for those fan comments. Y'all know the deal. If you want to get your comment read on this podcast, go ahead and leave one, but it better be good, because if it's not good, I ain't even going to look at it. I'm going to thumbs down that thing. No, I'm just playing. You always don't get the thumbs up from me. You always don't get the thumbs up from me.
Joaquin Phoenix.
No, we don't say that name on this podcast anymore. Not after Joker 2.
Y'all got to watch it.
I watched it.
Oh.
Trash.
You didn't tell me.
Trash. First of all,
Bruh.
that ending. What?
Bruh.
What? I'm not gonna spoil it. But what?
I'm gonna just say we didn't see the Joker. We was looking at a movie about Arthur. Like, that's what I'm gonna say. It was called Arthur. It was not called Joker, bro.
If they called it that, maybe I would like it. If they called it Arthur 2, then cool. Arthur Foley the 2 or whatever the hell it's called.
It had funny parts, but it was just
but nah, that ending, man. As soon as he came to him in the hallway, I'm like, all right, what's going on? Nah, bro. Make sure y'all go see Joker 2, if anything, just to laugh. Because you're going to laugh. For all the wrong reasons, you're going to laugh. Terrible movie. Can't believe they did that, man. Joaquin Phoenix, why'd you accept that money for this? You could have said no. Bruh. Anyway, y'all know what time it is. If I sound like I got my sexy voice on, it's because I do. It's time for Cooley's final thought.
Oh, yeah, man. Like I said, y'all go see that Joker 2. It's horrible, and Todd Phillips might have to go back to The Hangover. Part 4 coming soon. But, yeah, we getting ready for some more wrestling this week, and I cannot wait. Yes, sir. And on another note,
every time Cooley
birthday
says,
to
"Oh
Qwan
yeah,"
again, man.
Yeah, man, I hate birthdays. We old. Once you turn 30, it's like every birthday after that is like, all right, what we doing?
I don't know. They said birthdays your worst days. I was trying to sneak a Biggie lyric in there, but yeah.
Birthdays is the worst days that we sipping on. We'll be thirsty. But now every time Cooley says, "Oh yeah," in that final segment, I just laugh. That's Cooley trying to sound cute for y'all out there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, Venus.
Hello, ladies. And on that note, we are going to get out of here. Make sure you tap in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like our video. Make sure you leave a comment. And until next time, this is Wrestling with the Homies. We gone. Don't you worry.